Hello, friends, and welcome to The Explainer. Here we explore thought-provoking ideas and highly practical wisdom that can bring true, meaningful change into your life. Today in This Explainer, we're going to unpack a vital, yet frequently overlooked topic from the fantastic book Move Your World from Within. We'll be talking all about auditing your work and your time. So let's dive right in.
Today, we're discussing a topic that rarely gets examined deeply. And it's not because it's unimportant, but simply because our mental conditioning actually prevents us from questioning our daily routines. Now, if at any point you feel the need to pause and reflect on these ideas, please go ahead and do so. Some of these ideas are really meant to be absorbed, not rushed. So, are you controlling your time, or is time controlling you?
Section 1. The invisible structure of your day. Uncovering automatic routines.
To answer that question of control, let's explore what's called the invisible structure of your day. You know, from the exact moment you wake up until the very moment you go to sleep, you are engaged in work. Every single action consumes your strictly limited time. Let's break this down into 5 categories. First, personal grooming, things like brushing your teeth or taking a bath. Second, study and self-development, maybe reading or learning a new skill. Third, self-care and health, exercise and rest. Fourth, your economic and professional responsibilities, your day job, meetings, planning. And finally, fifth, family responsibilities, cooking, cleaning, the whole shebang. Now, pause for a second and observe something really important here. The massive volume of these daily maintenance tasks are repeated daily, and most are done totally on autopilot without any conscious scrutiny. Yet each one of them occupies time, which is literally your only non-renewable personal resource.
Now, what's really interesting about this next concept is how incredibly practical it is. We often hear about karma, right? But here, we're looking at the highly logical and practical philosophy of completed work. It's simply and directly defined here. Karma is not something mystical. It is completed work or action that logically shapes your lived reality.
And this is brilliantly illustrated in the source material we are drawing from today. In the book Move Your World from Within, we see this absolute truth. Only completed work, karma, moves your world. Your world, meaning your lived reality, is shaped entirely by the work you repeatedly complete, the direction of your efforts, and the quality of your execution. It really is that simple. Let's look at the difference between irrational and logical change. Listen, it is completely irrational to expect a different life while repeating identical patterns of action. You simply cannot produce new outcomes from unchanged behavior. This isn't just philosophy, friends. It is pure logic. If your daily work remains exactly the same, well, your world will largely remain the same.
Section 2. Why auditing is necessary. The trap of maintenance. Here is the uncomfortable truth. The volume of work required just to sustain your current world is already exceptionally high. It's so high that it's easy to feel like there's absolutely no time left for a new direction. You remain tightly tied to maintenance work. And here's the real danger. Without auditing your life, you start confusing activity with progress. You confuse busyness with movement, and you confuse maintenance with growth. Please, let those crucial distinctions sink in verbatim, because falling into these confusions is exactly what keeps us stuck in place while feeling completely exhausted. So, what does it actually mean to audit? Well, auditing means reviewing what you do, reviewing how much time it takes, and reviewing whether it sustains, stagnates, or actually moves your world. And let's be perfectly clear about something. This process is an objective self-assessment. It is definitely not an exercise in harsh self-criticism. We are just looking at the facts.
Section 3. Logical requirements for change. The necessity of trade-offs.
If meaningful change is what you desire, one of the following must strictly happen. You must add new work, replace existing work, improve the quality of your current work, or reallocate your time intentionally. Otherwise, expecting transformation is, quite frankly, logically inconsistent. You can't endlessly add work without removing or optimizing something else. Time is fixed. Therefore, mature responsibility demands making conscious trade-offs. You must ask yourself these critical questions. What will I stop doing? What will I reduce? What will I delegate? And what will I improve? Answering these is the mark of mature responsibility.
Section 4. Creating time practically. Purchasing freedom through discipline. Working professionals often say, "I don't have time." And while that statement might feel very true, it's actually a symptom. It usually means, I have not audited my time. Yes, modern work culture is demanding, and yes, the responsibilities are exhausting. But without karma, completed action, your world cannot move. So where does the time come from? A highly practical solution is the disciplined structuring of your day. Waking and sleeping earlier,
reducing low-value activities, completely eliminating unconscious digital consumption, and actually following a timetable. And listen, discipline is not self-punishment. Discipline is a highly practical structural tool to purchase your freedom. When you organize time consciously, you drastically reduce mental chaos and decision fatigue.
Consider the number 45. When you audit your time, you reclaim small, powerful pockets of focused effort. Even just 45 minutes daily, consistently applied toward a meaningful direction, compounds dramatically over the years. That's a real game changer. However, let's remain rational here. Waking up early isn't the only solution. It is just one practical solution. The core principle is the intentional reallocation of your time.
Now we arrive at a much deeper question. I want you to ask yourself right now with absolute clarity, is my daily work merely sustaining my current world, or is it building the world I want? Let me share a hard truth with you. If your calendar does not reflect your aspiration is imaginary. This isn't harshness, friends. It is simply clarity. Let's discuss the way forward. Start small. For 1 week, try this practical challenge. Step 1, write down exactly how you spend your time. Step 2, identify your work types. What is maintenance work, what is growth work, and what is wasted work? Step 3, replace just one low-value activity. And finally, Step 4, add one meaningful daily action. Remember, small but consistent karma is what moves your world.
Section 5. Your final reflection. Consciously move your world.
I want to deliver this final reflection verbatim from our source because it is absolutely vital. Do not get lost under the burden of routine. Maintenance is necessary, but maintenance alone does not create transformation. Every day include at least one action aligned with your desired direction. Different work creates different results. That is not motivational talk, that is structural truth. These profound truths are drawn directly from the book, Move Your World from Within. It beautifully explores how perception shapes reality, how feelings reflect experienced truth, and why only completed karma moves your world. If these structural truths resonate with you, I highly encourage you to read the book and explore them in much greater depth.
Which brings us to our final lingering thought. I want to challenge you. Will you audit your work, audit your time, and consciously move your world today? The choice and the karma is entirely yours. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I truly hope it has brought you some clarity and a solid path forward. Until next time, audit your work, audit your time, and consciously move your world.